Hello, beautiful people. Can we talk? Welcome to today's podcast. Let's talk about starting again, the courage to begin. And I'm going to start with asking you a question. If fear were removed from the equation, what decision will you make today? Don't answer too fast. Sit with that question for a moment. Because somewhere in your heart, there's probably a dream you've buried, a decision you've postponed, or a door you've been too afraid to open. Maybe you've been telling yourself, I'll do it next year, or I'll wait until the timing is right, or perhaps you've convinced yourself that it's simply too late. Starting over feels like everyone else is moving ahead while you're learning how to walk again. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to share one perspective that helped me see new beginnings differently, and it might change how you see yours too. If conversations like this encourage you, subscribe and join me on this journey. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Can I ask you another question? Have you ever looked around at your own life and quietly thought, I can't keep doing this anymore? Not because you are lazy, not because you are ungrateful, but because something deep inside you knows you are meant for more. Maybe you wake up every morning dreading work, yet you stay because the paycheck feels safer than the unknown. Maybe you've spent years giving your best, only to feel overlooked, undervalued, or stuck in the same place. Maybe you've built something with your own hands, watched it fall apart, and now you are afraid to try again because your heart can't bear another disappointment. Or maybe your greatest struggle isn't failure. Maybe it is fear. Fear of losing stability, fear of what people will say, fear of starting from zero, fear of what you've invested too many years to change direction now. But what if you're looking it at the wrong way? What if starting again doesn't erase your experience? If everything you've lived through has been preparing you for the next chapter, think about it. A tree that loses its leaves isn't dead. It's preparing for another season. A sunrise only appears after darkness, and some of the greatest people you'll ever meet are those who quietly rebuild their lives when no one believed they could. Starting over isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes it feels unfair. But new beginnings have always required courage, and courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to move forward even when fear is whispering in your ear. Faith reminds us that ending don't have to define us. Sometimes the closed door we mourn is making room for an open door we never expected. Sometimes losing that felt secure creates space for discovering what is truly meaningful. Maybe today isn't about getting all the answers. Maybe today is simply about being willing to take the first step. I want to leave you with the same question we started with. If fear were removed from the equation, what decision will you make today? Will you finally apply for that opportunity? Will you begin again after disappointment? Will you choose peace over comfort? Will you trust that your story isn't finished yet? Take a moment and think about it. Then share your answers in the comments. You never know who might be encouraged by your honesty. And if this episode spoke to you, subscribe and turn on notification. Starting over may be the greatest gift life ever gives you. Bye bye.